Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. And we are now back with our friend Lillian Lee. She's from Bergenfield, New Jersey, and she also has her own wig salon, her own non-for-profit charity, her own hair salon, and she does so much to help so many people with the Do Wonders charity. Lillian Lee, would you mind introducing yourself to our listeners today?
Hi, Jill. What a wonderful day. Thank you so much. I'm Lillian Lee. I am the owner of Lillian Lee Salon, and I am the founder of Do Wonders Charity.
Great. And who's your guest next to you?
Today I have Tammy with me. Tammy is a recipient of our program of Do Wonders. And with October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I brought her on so she could talk about her experience with Do Wonders.
Wonderful. Why don't we start by telling our new listeners today that may be out there about Do Wonders Charity and what it is. And I would love to find out all about you. Tell me how you heard about it, how you got involved, and how Lillian obviously has been able to be of help and service to you.
Thank you, Jill. So Do Wonders is a non-for-profit organization that we started to be able to help women who are undergoing chemotherapy. We donate wigs free of charge to women who are diagnosed that either they can't financially support to fund a wig or that their health insurance doesn't cover it. So we're here for these women to help them, to bring them back a little sense of normalcy during the process of them going through the chemo to get rid of their cancer.
Wow. Well, thank you for doing what you do. And would you mind telling me how you heard about Lillian, Tammy? How did you get involved? Would you mind sharing your experience and story?
Sure. Hi, my name is Tammy, and I'm so happy to be here today. Thank you, Jill. I had heard about Lillian Lee Salon and her Do Wonders charity program through a friend of mine, Nancy, and she made the connection for me, and I made an appointment with Lillian, and it was a very amazing experience, especially going through chemotherapy.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure it's not easy. My mother went through it. Lillian knows. My aunt went through it. I know a lot of people who have done that, never personally, but I mean, it's hard. And one of the things that Lee and I always touch base upon is that how hair makes a woman feel, right? And there's
Definitely.
something about it. And some men feel that way too, not all, but it's your identity. It's what makes you feel good. It makes you feel confident, secure. And then once that goes, I mean, what does it make you feel like?
Definitely. I'm sorry.
How does it make you feel?
It makes me feel like myself.
Beautiful again. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. You know, being able to go out in public and not, you know, it's an amazing feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And that, Jill, is what our purpose is, to bring that self-confidence back, that they can continue on with their daily lives, go to school, be out with their friends, be their family, and not be looked upon like they're sick. And I think that is one of the biggest goals that we have with donating a wig. Yes.
Aww, great. And what else did you want to share about your personal experience? Or Lillian, do you want to talk a little bit about Tammy and, you know, some of your other clients as well?
Go ahead.
When I came for a wig, I had just started chemotherapy, and Lillian fitted me for a wig, and she's amazing. Let me start there. She's amazing at what she does, the way she makes you feel, and her empathy, her kindness is just amazing. So I had just started chemotherapy, and then 2 weeks later, I had started to lose my hair. And I came back, Lillian cut my hair for me. She has a private room, so nobody else, you know, it just makes you more comfortable.
Yeah.
So she cut my hair. I had a little trouble putting on the wig at first, and you know, she said come back as many times as I needed, and she helped me be able to put it on and feel not like a chemo patient.
Yeah.
And that really is key, you know, that you get to feel normal, which you are, is that when you're just hit and struck by a diagnosis like that. When were you diagnosed?
I was diagnosed November 4th, 2020.
When did you get the wig?
I got the wig probably mid-December.
Wow.
Wow.
So that's how quick we work here. We encourage the patients, just like you did with your mother, to be proactive.
Yeah.
You know that you got your diagnosis. She got in December. She was lucky that she had a friend that knew about my work. We also have contacts with the hospitals in the area. We work closely with the caseworkers and social workers that are working with the women. Once you get diagnosed, they sit with you. They tell you what's going to happen, and especially with the hair. And if you're interested in getting hair, they do send them to different areas. And my name is on the list on most of the hospitals in the area. And once the patient can apply and send me a picture of what their hair was, it's easier for me to match. As you can see how gorgeous she looks.
You look beautiful. You would never even know. My goodness, gorgeous. And to make you feel better, this is all fake hair myself. I tell Lillian all the time, I have very fine, I know I never undergone any chemotherapy, but I have very fine, thin, feeble hair. I don't have much hair. So I use hair extensions. It makes me feel better. And I take them in, I take them out. I do all different types, but it's something that makes me feel more like me. But I know how it feels to be, I'll say naked. I feel naked if I don't have my hair. And my empathy, my heart goes out to people going through chemo and going through cancer, because I could only imagine that feeling. But when you look in the mirror, how do you feel how do you feel?
I feel beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel like a person. I feel amazing.
Good. And that's what it's all about. And Lillian helps so many people. Now, Lillian, behind you, I'm looking, there's quite a few wigs there, but we're talking over the years, thousands of wigs and people you've helped.
I would say, yes, we are up there. We were just talking about getting a list, because I know there are hundreds and hundreds of women in the past since I started. Before I became a formal 501c3, the charity was in existence. The 501c3 came because people were so wonderful and telling me that this is something that has to be done, and get the word out and get the recognition that it deserves, because it's such a wonderful feeling to know that you got a place to go to, and to a hair salon, because you miss going to the salon, especially if you're used to going every month to get your hair cut and colored, and you know that you're not gonna, and that experience alone of being a client in a salon.
Yeah.
So we do. We're really have done. So these are just some samples of some wigs that I have here. That when the women come, let me just give you a quick.
Yeah, please.
Here. So we have different colors and styles. So when the women come, what we do is that we make sure with their picture, we try to match their color. They're all human hair. Look how gorgeous they are, Jill. Beautiful. And I have a nice little tree hanging with even more over here. We have hundreds of wigs that have been donated through the years, as well as through the monetary donations we get. We're able to design and custom make for the children.
Wow.
Because we work very closely with Tomorrow's Children Hospital in Hackensack and Sanzari. And these are preteens, teenagers. Sometimes we have younger girls. I've had as young as 7-year-old girls who are with girls who had long, luscious hair, and they missed their hair. And I can't believe how excited they are to get their hair. So hopefully we'll be able to bring one of the guests so you can meet the little ones. Wonderful. That would be wonderful. So yeah, this is where we do our work. This is a studio, and I am so grateful for all the women who donate their wigs, and women after they're done with their wig and their hair starts growing back, which that's the next part of this process. When do you take that wig off?
I know, right?
Tammy.
So my hair has actually started to grow back. I am almost ready for Lillian to give me a pixie cut and then be able to donate the wig back to her so she can fix it up and style it and make it amazing for someone else.
Aw, That's so brave. That's amazing. I know.
Yeah.
It's got to take some time though when you're ready, right? And everyone's ready
Yeah.
at a different time. My aunt, who I saw at my cousin had a baby's first birthday party on Sunday, she's now starting chemo again. She now she has lymphoma. She had breast cancer, so she already lost her hair, and that was the hardest thing for her. And I have not seen her in about 8 months. Her hair grew in amazed. She's like, my hair was better than it ever was. Look at it, it's curly, it's thick. And I said, oh my goodness. Now she's a little sad. She has to start another treatment, but she says, I'm excited to see how it's going to grow back this time. If it did so good this time, like and that's what they say, right? Sometimes chemo does change the dynamic of your follicles and your hair. So she's now, after all this time, got accustomed to it. Obviously, she's not wearing her wig. She has her hair. Everything takes time. And it's, and this time she's a little more, at ease to say, I understand what has to happen. It's for my health. I want to be here for my grandson. I have to take this. But so I could only imagine the journey, but it's nice to see her smiling and to see her beautiful hair. Aunt Nancy's her name. And yeah, so there's great stories like that. And, not to say, we hope nobody has to go back through chemo more than once, but if you do, usually there's a better perspective on it. Right. And you know what to expect. And sometimes you got to say, well, maybe your hair grows back even better than the first time. You look for the positive in everything we do. Right.
That's true. I mean, the journey that she's been on, I don't know if you want to share about your journey with your cancer of, when you thought one thing was going to work and then you find out it didn't. Why don't you go ahead and share about the whole treatment?
So actually, before I was even diagnosed, I had an abscess on my right side with it's breast cancer that I was diagnosed with. So I had and the breast cancer is on the left side. But back in September of 2020, I had surgery on my right side for an abscess that was benign, that was infected. And had I not had that and just had my mammogram that I was scheduled for late September, they would have never have picked up on the tumor on my left side because I would have had the mammogram. And the radiologist had told me that my breast tissue is so dense that if I did not have that ultrasound, that who knows when they would have found it. I was diagnosed as a stage 1, and the type of breast cancer that I have is called triple negative, which means the estrogen and the progesterone and the HER2 is all negative. And so how they treat that is they treat it with chemo first to try and shrink it, and then surgery. So I was diagnosed in November with the breast cancer, and I went through chemo December through March. I finished the AC and the Taxol. I had a port put in, and I went for every 2 weeks for infusions of the chemotherapy treatments. And once I finished that in March, they give you, I think, a couple of weeks. And then I had surgery in late April. They were able to remove the tumor. It did shrink, not as much as they would have liked it to. My margins were clear, my lymph nodes were clear, which was an excellent sign. And just because the chemo didn't shrink, the tumor didn't shrink fully with the chemo, I did have to do 6 rounds of an oral chemo called Xeloda. And I took it for 2 weeks on, 1 week off for 6 rounds. And I am just finishing with that and my Keytruda infusions. So I have 2 more of those to go. And then I will be able to have my exchange surgery.
Great. And just curious, so the second round now with the pill, did that affect your hair loss at all or no?
That did not, no.
Okay.
The oral chemotherapy did not.
Okay. Now, did they tell you that ahead of time that it wasn't going to, or they didn't know?
They are not sure. Some people it does affect, some people it doesn't. So I was lucky enough for my hair to keep growing in.
Great. Great. Well, best of luck on this journey of healing and getting better. And
Thank you.
I love that you're
Thank you
here
so
speaking
much.
so openly to us and sharing your story, because it's only going to help other women out there who are going through this. And it's very brave of you. So I got to commend you. Thank you for that. Lillian, thank you, of course, for bringing her on as well. Now, how often are you working with someone? I know you also have the hair salon, which, we get to discuss too, but as far as the Do Wonders charity, I mean, I know the story, how it evolved, and it was amazing how you got all the support of your girlfriends behind you, helping you make this nonprofit. And how often are you getting phone calls for, wig donations or monetary donations or having to help a client? I mean, and you also run the hair salon too, the regular hair salon. So you have to be quite busy.
We're busy salon. Yes, I'm a very busy girl. What can I say? I wouldn't have it any other way. Okay. So it's unfortunate, but the calls for wigs for women with cancer are happening on a weekly basis. Got it. Every week we get a phone call, and I have a wonderful team, which we'll talk about that in a little while. That really puts the woman at ease and lets her know that we're going to be taking care of her. We also get a lot of referrals from the clients because they know that they're here. And social media has been really very generous to me. People just post like, where can I get a wig? And it's amazing how many times my name is mentioned in these different platforms. But it's really remarkable the amount of donations that we're getting in the past couple of months. We're getting donations from all around the country with these beautiful little notes of, this was my wife's, she was an angel. I hope this can help someone, feel better. She hardly used it. Or, I'm done with my treatment. I want this to be for someone. It was a lot of money, and I, maybe used it twice. So it's really incredible how the internet has been a tool for me to receive these donations.
Wow. And speaking of, what is the website? What's the contact information? Someone out there today is listening, may want to call, may want to donate. Could you share that with us?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Jill. Our website is dowonderscharity.org. The salon website is lillianleesalon.com. We are in Bergenfield, New Jersey, at 60 West Church Street. Donations can be mailed, they can email us. We do send out a tax receipt. So because we are a 501c3, so it does help the donor to get them a little help with that. We receive right now, having a little trouble with PayPal on the website. So we're receiving checks as our monetary donations to the charity that's mailed to the salon. So yes, very grateful. We are at 201-837-6770. That's the number they can reach us. They can get all the information about how to get a free wig on the dowonderscharity.org website.
Perfect. And Lillian, what else did you want to discuss today here with Tammy?
Today, I'm going to discuss about the incredible opportunities that can happen for me and for a recipient. Right. So, and you meet so many people from so many walks of life. And when you don't know how you touch people's lives and how they touch your life. I've had recipients in the past where we have a family. I have a family that the young daughter, early teens, probably freshman in high school, was diagnosed. And the whole family comes, they come and support when we're giving them wig, and they just become so close to us. They're just so grateful that they just don't know what else to do for me. So I got this family that every time like I need a light bulb change, call me, Lil, I'll change your light bulb. I'm talking about like there's like 15 feet on these tracks that I can't get to. They become clients. Yeah. So now they're giving back to me. They come and get their hair done. They send their family to get their hair done with my stylist. So that it's just, it reciprocates both ways. And another amazing journey, when I met Tammy, like in many cases, when women are diagnosed, they go through many different circumstances and traumas. It's just devastating to know that you have a life-threatening disease, but then, your personal life just goes into shambles and you just don't know what to do. You lose your job. And it was the pandemic hit. And that was Tammy's case. You know, she lost her job, she lost her home. She was just in a situation that she just didn't, you know, she has two wonderful children, teenagers, right? They're
Yes,
teenagers.
15 and a 12-year-old.
15 and a 12, we got a preteen. So, you know, when we recently opened after the pandemic, the cases of the Do Wonders were taking just one by themselves, nobody here. I wanted to make sure they felt safe, that there were no other clients in the salon as well. So also it was very slow how the clients were just like dribbling in. It was a very difficult time, I'm sure, for many salons and many business owners to see that we're allowed to open, and, you know, you had a rush because everybody wanted a haircut, and then everybody was scared.
Yeah.
And I took so many precautions to make sure that the clients and all my guests would feel comfortable coming into the salon, knowing that I was doing everything I could to maintain the salon clean and safe for the patient. But it was difficult. So it was really hard for me to hire more people because the salon was not producing enough to be able to sustain another salary. In the visits that Tammy came in to get her hair washed. It's her hair, because it's her hair. She came to get it washed out, or had difficulties putting it on, or wanted to change up the style. She started sharing with me about, you know, not being able to work, and, you know, the phone was ringing. So I'm running from the client to the phone, answering the phone, making my own appointments, dealing with my own orders, and I'm doing the one-man show. And it was exhausting. It really was, because the phone was ringing, and because I have the charity, a wig business, and the hair salon, it rings constantly for all the different departments that we run here. And then she shared with me that she was very experienced of working as a customer service receptionist. Wow. And I said, I'm afraid to have you here because you're still undergoing treatment.
Yeah.
This was early spring. And I said to her, so let's see how things go. I was worried about her. But she offered her services. She goes, if you need anything, listen, Lil, I'll come and work for free. I'll come and help you answer the phone, whatever it takes. And I was in the process of applying for the PPP loan. Mm-hmm. And that was for payroll.
Yeah, of course.
And I said, if I get approved, I have money to pay you and you're coming. It happened. And then she tells me she was going to get her breast surgery. And I said, okay, once you recover, you're going to come in for a couple hours. And we worked around her schedule. I wanted to make sure that she felt good, that she was completely recovered. We started training her, and then she started working. So now she is my assistant here, and now she is one of the team.
Wow, what a full circle story.
Isn't that awesome?
Everything happens for a reason, right? And the fact you two met, connected the way you did, and everyone's giving back. It's this whole law of attraction thing. Wow. And
yes.
Tell me, so how does this make you feel? I mean, here's this woman who helped you in such a time of need, and you must feel like indebted to her. And then all of a sudden now she feels the same way about you because you came to help her, to her rescue. You're her assistant. That's amazing.
It's definitely wonderful. It's wonderful to work here. It's an amazing experience speaking to the clients and meeting new people. And it's just wonderful to be here and
especially those clients you know, with the Do Wonders charity, because how much more relatable can you get to say, hey, I'm undergoing this. I've been here. I've sat in that chair. Yeah.
As clients do call, I do let them know that I have gone through chemotherapy myself, and I think it makes them feel a little more at ease.
Yes, for sure. I got to ask Lillian, does Tammy get free haircuts still?
Sure she does. All right. And her hair gets fixed up to make sure she's all looking the time. Just
you can
right.
Get as many blowouts as you want, right?
Oh yes. We want curls today. We want blowouts, and you know, her hair's growing very slowly because of the second batch of treatment. It didn't take her hair, but it really slowed down her hair growth. And she's gotten so used to her new hair that she's having a hard time letting it go.
She may not want to give it up. It may be a few years till she gives that wig back
up. But you know, it's amazing when women come to the salon, they don't even know.
You can't tell. I'm going to be honest with you. When you appeared on, I wasn't sure who we were talking to, and you had a guest on, and I said, wow, she has beautiful hair. I look both your hair, and I'm jealous because I naturally have thin, gross hair. So not till you started talking and tell me that you are a cancer survivor, you're a patient, you're wearing a wig, I still can't tell. It is super, that part, sometimes you see wigs that don't look natural. I would never, ever know walking up to you on the street or anywhere. I mean, it doesn't get more natural looking than that.
I actually get that all the time. I run into friends that I haven't seen in a while and they're like, oh my God, your hair looks amazing.
Yeah.
What have you done? You have changed your style. You changed your color.
And you're like,
and then I let them know what I've been through and they're like, oh my God, I had no idea that's wig.
Wow. Because it's so thick and beautiful. Then I look at your hair. It's thick and beautiful too. I'm thinking, is Lillian wearing a wig or is that your hair?
This is me.
See, how am I supposed to know? This is amazing.
Yes. It's so funny. When I change my style, the first thing the clients ask me if I'm wearing a wig.
You're like, I'm just testing them out. No, but you don't need to.
But how cool that not only that her skills are brilliant.
Yeah.
To be able to assist me in my business, that she is going through the process. So when women walk in, they are terrified. They have that look of, oh, I'm going to get a wig. What am I going to look like? Because their image of a wig is probably not how they're going to leave here. Yeah. And when they see her, and they're in tears when they come in. They're shaking. It's a really, especially if they haven't even started.
Yeah, and the fact you're so open to tell everyone and share your journey.
And she's so open, and I'm grateful.
You're an angel. Thank you. And thank you, Lillian. We are unfortunately out of time. Can you tell us how we can reach out to you once again? Give us the websites and phone number, email address, whatever you want to share.
Yes, thank you so much. You can reach me at the dowonderscharity.org or at the LillianLeeSalon.com. We are at 60 West Church Street in Bergenfield, New Jersey. We're not too far from the bridge, so anybody from the tri-state area can come on over. Our phone number is 201-837-6770. And as usual, Jill, it's such a pleasure, and I'm so grateful to be on the pod with you and allow us to talk about this.
Same
you are
here.
Awesome.
Ladies, thank you so much, Tammy. Really, we appreciate it. And looking forward to the next time we speak, ladies. You have a great day. Enjoy work. Enjoy the life. It's a beautiful day today.
It's
the
is
fall,
glorious.
Feeling good, right?
Yes.
Let's all be thankful for what we have, and especially making good friends
definitely.
like this. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, I mean, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.